fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing white trunks with gold trim, weighing in at 77.95 kgs, hailing from Nambucca Heads, New South Wales, Australia. He's a two-time Australian New South Wales state light heavyweight champion. He has 8 professional fights, 5 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, with 2 big wins coming by way of KO. Introducing Mitchell Whitelaw. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner enters the ring wearing white trunks with grey trim, weighing in at 77.83 kgs, hailing from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. He is an undefeated professional fighter with 4 professional fights, 4 wins, all by knockout. Introducing Issac Head Splitter Hardman. Fighters to the center ring, please, for instructions.
Gentlemen, obey my instructions at all time, defend yourselves at all time. Keep it clean, keep it fair. Touch gloves back to your corners and wait.
You can see the height advantage that Mitchell Whitelaw has, but the power punching ability comes from the red corner. Issac Hardman, he's full of potential. He is a big punching knockout machine. Do not blink, because there'll be action from the opening bell.
Mitchell Whitelaw had a bit to say to him. I think they exchanged a few barbs there in centre ring. I don't know what they were saying. It was too hard to tell, but are we going to see something explosive here?
We are. Hardman in the grey and white. Whitelaw jabs nicely in the white with gold trim, and he has to keep it long. He has to keep him away, and he has to look out for those big shots that will come if Hardman can get on the inside. Relaxed is Whitelaw.
Yep. Hands held high, using that long jab, nice and side on.
Took this on 10 days' notice, Whitelaw, after a workplace injury to Mark Kassab, who was meant to be fighting against Hardman. He gets through with a little shot there, does Hardman. More watchful than we've seen him in some of his previous bouts early in this one. Just trying to avoid that sticking jab that has been there at times, and now a hook with the left hand from Whitelaw that does miss, but still provides that disincentive, and Hardman gets through just with a little grazing left hand and a right hand.
Grazing right hand at the chin of Whitelaw. Neither boys landed anything real solid yet.
Good shot from Whitelaw there. He just weaved and ducked and bobbed out of the way of a shot and then countered himself with the right hand, and it was a decent punch. Out of the body goes Hardman.
As I said to you before the event, Ben, Hardman, certainly an excellent name for a boxer.
Hardman. Certainly is. He's a hard man too, and calls himself the head splitter.
Whitelaw blocked that, rode that right hand. You know, Hardman's right hand, I think, is his power. I think, you know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but his power's mainly in his right hand. But Whitelaw's seeing him pretty well at the moment.
He is. He's managing to stay at range, and Hardman, he's not charging. He's just sort of watching, and he does get through there, and he sees an opening and just drags the head down of Whitelaw.
Good jab, Whitelaw.
He took a right hand there from Hardman. He smiled at it, but he felt it.
It's always a good sign that you've been hurt or you've felt it, for sure.
Jeez. Came at him there, the right hand again, but missed, and Hardman wheels around this ring, going to his left.
20 seconds remaining, round 1. It's not a great deal in this round.
No, there hasn't been. He's done well here, Mitchell Whitelaw. He's managed to jab at times and just left himself exposed there for a moment, but Hardman didn't fire. So, a quieter round than perhaps we expected, and for just the second time in his professional career, that man, Issac Hardman, is going into the second round, and we see round 2.
They've stopped booing for some reason.
Huge reaction in between rounds. Let's see what excitement they have in store for this crowd in the next 3 minutes of action.
He's not catching anything.
And that was our ring guy. He's been stood down, at least for now, it would appear. And he can enjoy a beer.
Half his luck.
You'd think they'd give him a cheer now, wouldn't you?
Seconds out for
Yeah, you
round
would
two.
think so. Okay,
5-2-1 as a professional as Mitchell Whitelaw. 5 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. He's been stopped once, and that was in his most recent outing against the very impressive Reagan Desai.
Yeah.
That was for the Australian light heavyweight title. So he's
certainly no shame in that. A very good fighter indeed. Reagan.
did well too. Went 7 rounds with Desai, who is outstanding. We think Hardman might be as well, but let's see what he's got for us here. Went 3 rounds most recently against Terence Montgomery. Prior to that, we saw him on a No Limit show at the Horden, and he blasted Bueno Lepetti in a round. That was his coming out party on main event. And now he's back and putting punches together well here in round 2.
Up and down, head and body. Good body shots. But Issac Hardman biding his time, doesn't seem to be in a great hurry.
Jab there from Whitelaw. Much more watchful than we expected, Issac Hardman. He wants to show he can box as well as bang.
Yeah, Whitelaw showing plenty of heart. Got Hardman up against the ropes, landing a good right cross here, there right above us. Putting the pressure on.
Jab there from Whitelaw. He's doing really well.
This round, he's having a good round, Mitchell Whitelaw.
Uses that length and gets back on the jab and jabs to the body this time. Hardman tries to get through with the right hand, but Whitelaw's away. Counters with the right hand on that occasion. Not much on it.
Whitelaw having a good round. You know, he's boxing well. Hasn't really been hurt at any stage so far.
He's controlling the ring as well. Is Whitelaw just forcing Hardman backwards. He prefers to come forward. And now Hardman closes in.
Good
Can he
right
get inside?
hand. Good left, good right hand from Whitelaw. Hardman tries a left-right, but misses with both.
He's got a puzzle in front of him here, and he's trying to figure out how he gets inside and how he scores big on Whitelaw. Because at the moment, Mitchell Whitelaw doing a good job. And he may have had that round.
Yeah, I think he might have just pinched that round to Whitelaw, for sure. Boxed well.
There's the Hornet. Very relaxed. The raps going on from Glenn Rushton. He's focused on something. The Hornet.
Certainly focused.
And discussions ongoing between the referee for our main event, Ferland Marsh, and the trainer of Michael Zarafa there, Sam Lebruna. And that is Zarafa that we see with the raps already on. Bit of a dispute over the gloves this evening. Back and forth between these two camps.
What was the issue there, Ben?
There was some checking of the contract that had to take place to see if the horsehair gloves that Jeff Horn is wearing were valid under the contract, and it was found that they were. So he is going to wear those Everlast MX gloves.
Okay. Hardman up and coming out fast this round, round 3.
He means business now. Right above us is Issac Hardman with Mitchell Whitelaw on the ropes and trying to stay long, but he's pressuring and crowding him and throwing big shots. Here is Hardman. He wants to get things going. Whitelaw has to jab and move and keep him away.
The good boxer, Whitelaw. You know, tight defence, hands held high. He seemed pretty cool in there. Even under pressure there, he seemed pretty cool.
He weathered that little storm. He did well, Whitelaw.
Yep. Yeah, he certainly did.
Let's see what Hardman does here. Will he keep pressing it? Does he try and box with him?
I think he probably needs to keep the pressure on if he's going to. I mean, his record's, you know, all knockouts at the moment. He's hasn't really hurt Whitelaw, and Whitelaw having a fair bit of success here, going up and down. But Hardman in the corner.
Now, Whitelaw goes to work and happy to trade on the inside. I don't know if that's wise for Whitelaw, but he's doing it anyway. Hardman trying to find an opening. There's a little right hand that gets through from Hardman, but no damage.
Whitelaw acquitting himself well. He's boxing well, his defence is tight. He's not overawed at all by the power of Hardman. Nice combo there.
Very clean fight. There's been no holding whatsoever.
No.
They're at range. They're just boxing nicely. And now he goes to the body, but covering up well is Whitelaw.
That was good work from Hardman, but he hasn't been doing enough of that sort of stuff.
Gets through with a couple there.
Counted on the way out, but landed a good right hand there.
Just needs to find some variety here, does Issac Hardman. Needs to find his way in. Body punching and countering his Whitelaw.
A couple of good body shots there from Hardman. And again.
Yeah, that's better.
Good left hook. Better punches.
Heads on inside with him after taking those body shots. Weaves and takes these shots, but they're pouring in now from Hardman. Not too much on them. Just looking for an opening. There's a big shot, and he gives one back.
Good finish by Hardman. Much better finish. Puts his hand, raises his hands, he goes back to his corner, and felt very confident there at the end of that round, I think.
Yeah, that was a good last minute of that round from Issac Hardman. And Mitchell Whitelaw in the corner is starting to feel the pinch. These are the highlights from the previous. Got through with a couple of right hands late. That was one of them.
Good left hook counter there from Whitelaw.
And
again.
In the corner, Mitchell Whitelaw is vomiting freely into a bucket. He is feeling
You're landing good shots when you're putting them together in those combinations up there.
Fresh, though, is Hardman.
Yeah, he is, but you're pushing him back into... When you're pushing him into the ropes or when he tries to come forward, you're banging him. That's 4 hours. This is 4 hours.
So this is Hardman and Whitelaw, and it just seemed at the end of that previous round that Whitelaw was starting to slow down. He took this fight, as we've said, at short notice. He was in training anyway, but the preparation was over very quickly.
Is Hardman going to step up a gear here, Ben?
I think that's the plan. He's done a great job so far as Mitchell Whitelaw.
He has.
Now Hardman goes to the body, and covering up his Whitelaw against the ropes.
Good
to the body and upstairs.
Hardman, a very confident fighter indeed.
He's keeping the pressure on. Right hand gets through.
Good overhand right, but he fires back Whitelaw.
Straight back, yeah. Good stuff from Whitelaw after taking a shot. Good shot from Whitelaw. The right hand got through. Hardman pressing, but not a great deal of output.
Yeah, no, not a lot of output. I sort of expected him to be working a lot harder at this stage of the fight, round 4 of 6.
Just struggling to figure him out.
Well, you know, he's a good technical boxer, Whitelaw. You know, his defence is good. He's a good counter puncher. Got a good, very good jab.
There's that jab.
Beautiful jab.
Whitelaw.
Yep.
Hardman watchful. Jabs himself, but
Good counter from Whitelaw. And again, excellent work there.
Step back. Box.
Boxing well.
he's dug deep and boxed really nicely in this round as Mitchell Whitelaw.
Yeah, I sort of thought that we'd see Issac Hardman, the head splitter, basically step up a level, but he struggled a bit here, and Whitelaw moving well.
Break. No break, boy. Box.
There's his moments, if he can get through Hardman, and he has to take a couple to get inside. He's happy to do that, and now they trade to the bell, and one did sneak through there on Hardman, and he's got a bit of blood from the nose.
I think of Whitelaw around, boxed beautifully.
And whereas it was Whitelaw who looked fatigued at the end of the previous, it is Issac Hardman who slumps onto the stool in between rounds, and that was the right hand that he took straight to the nose. This is Brock Jarvis with his legendary trainer Jeff Fennick warming up for proceedings as he goes into the biggest fight of his professional boxing career. 16-0 with 15 stoppages. He's a 21-year-old. And the story around his union with the great Jeff Fennick.
Great story.
Is a cracker. That is Ernesto Saulong from the Philippines. He fought for a world title last year in Japan, went the distance. So he is world class. That's coming up next. Jarvis and Saulong, and then the main event, Jeff Horn up against Michael Zarafa. Right now, though, Issac Hardman and Mitchell Whitelaw, and plenty expected that Hardman would blast him out of there, but it hasn't been that way at all.
No, Whitelaw has really shown that he knows his way around the ring. He's got good defence, he's got good skills. And Issac Hardman, really, I don't think at any stage has had him in serious trouble, Ben.
What do you want to see from him, Barry, Issac Hardman? He's obviously...
Well, I think I'd like to see him, lift it up. I sort of expected more, to be honest. I expected him to lift it up a tempo or two. But saying that, you can only look as good as your opponent lets you, and Mitchell Whitelaw has done a very good job so far.
It's maybe not a flat performance from Issac Hardman, but it's a strong performance from Mitchell Whitelaw.
Well, Issac Hardman got in the ring extremely confident. It looked as though it was going to be. You would have thought with his extreme confidence that it was going to be a blowout, but Mitchell Whitelaw has certainly boxed well. Put up a very good fight.
And it must be said, with some of the decisions we've seen so far this evening, if this goes the distance, literally anything can happen.
I'm saying nothing.
So,
in a couple that have definitely been dubious, to say the least. I couldn't help myself.
I thought you were saying nothing.
I couldn't help myself. But that's boxing, I guess, Ben.
It is. It's a part of it. It's a part of the theatre, whether we like it or not.
The jab's a winner for Whitelaw. The jab's, it's the most underrated punch of the lot. It opens up everything, but Mitchell Whitelaw's jab has been a winner here for him.
Had a good chat with him earlier this evening, Mitchell Whitelaw. He was extremely confident he would be able to keep Issac Hardman at bay. He said, I'm much taller than him, bigger than him. I've got really long left arm that I'm going to keep poking in his face. And
Well,
he's done exactly that.
He's certainly done exactly that.
He knew the plan and he's executing well. And Hardman just retreats there for a moment. Goes to the body. Good punches from Issac Hardman.
Yeah, good countering hook though. Mitchell Whitelaw.
What do you do with this round, Barry?
Yeah, look, marginally better round for Hardman, but
This is better from him. He chases.
good with inside the last 10 seconds.
Maybe he gets that rounds, and maybe the little exchange at the end there put the exclamation mark on it.
It might not.
Here's some of the highlights from the second last round of this fight. Nothing too clean, but probably a bit more output from Hardman, particularly through the back half of that round.
Yeah, but you know, for my money, Whitelaw's in front. You know, could be wrong, but how do you see it?
I think that Issac Hardman has probably done enough to win 3 of these rounds at least, and
Throw his jab, then bang him.
maybe that's the way it sits, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see if we go the distance.
I think we're going the distance.
All right,
Seems that way.
Unless
What do you think? Does he charge?
unless Issac Hardman shows me something in the last round that I haven't seen so far, I think we're going the distance.
I wouldn't be surprised if he takes some risks in this round.
I think he needs to. Good work from
Goes
Hardman
to
here.
work.
That's good work.
That's nice from Issac Hardman, downstairs and over the top as well, and he leaps through and throws that left hand and a right hand that do get through, but Whitelaw was moving away and rode with them. Tries to counter with the right hand over the jab.
Good countering right hand.
Nice right hand from Whitelaw, yes. He slowed him back down as Whitelaw, he had some pressure coming at him, but responded, and Hardman,
Yeah, I
his back
thought
stuck out there at range.
I would have thought I would have seen a lot more punches this round from Hardman. Coming up nearly halfway through the round, the 6th and final round.
This is a massive round in this fight, the way we are seeing it. Anything could happen, and a win in this last round for Whitelaw could vastly improve his chances. Now they're against the ropes and they tangle and tie up, and
Get back.
Hardman looks up at the screen and sees the clock as he press now.
Come on. Irene, look for Irene in there.
Backing off and moving again is Hardman. Good jab, Whitelaw.
Jab's been a winner all night for Whitelaw. The best punch of the night.
Some advice from the crowd.
Pretty tame this second half round. Good left hook from Hardman. A couple of good punches there.
Whitelaw pressing forward as Hardman scored with a couple, and fighting on the inside now is Mitchell Whitelaw.
Coming up to 30 seconds, remaining round 6. Who's going to get this? There's that jab again of Whitelaw. The jab's been a winner for me all night. Good left hook from Whitelaw.
Shots get through. One got into the nose of Hardman in the previous exchanges, or the heads came together at least. And now he goes back to work as Hardman and misses with shots as Whitelaw backs away. That one gets into the neck. Those go over the top, and
Better round from Hardman, but good stuff back from Whitelaw all the way.
they'll trade to the very bell. Issac Hardman and Mitchell Whitelaw go the full 6-round distance, and Whitelaw has surprised plenty with a tough performance, a very smart boxing performance.
Very smart indeed.
What do you think as we go to a decision? What's your expectation?
Middleweight.
Well,
So there we go. Issac Hardman says, I want to go back to super middleweight. No more catch weights for me. He didn't like fighting against this bigger fella. Whitelaw toughed it out. He was forced to dig deep. Took it on short notice, but
he did
gutsy.
extremely well.
Take us through some of these highlights from the fight, Barry Michael.
Good stuff there from Whitelaw. Good right hand.
At the end of it, tell us what you think happens with the decision here.
Well, you know, to be honest with you, I think Whitelaw's won it. You know, the judges haven't agreed with most of what we've seen tonight, but look, better round for Hardman in the last round, but I don't think he did enough through the fight. And I think the jab was from Whitelaw was the winner.
Well, there you go. That would be a massive upset if it goes that way, given the trajectory of Issac Hardman. He's just signed a promotional deal with D&L Events and Dean Lonergan, and they've got big plans for him. But a loss here...
He's undoubtedly a good prospect, but
he's not part of the plan. So, the scores have been compiled, and we're about to find out where things go in the careers of Hardman and Whitelaw.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds, a professional catchweight fight at 79 kgs, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge Andrew Campbell scores the contest 59-55, red corner Hardman. Judge Brent Manton scores the competition 57-57, draw. And Alan McCall scores the contest 59-55 for your winner by majority decision, fighting out of the red corner, Issac Head Splitter Hardman.
All right, so there we go. We get the winner, Issac Hardman, in a majority points decision, 59-55, 59-55.